this video at the same time. Welcome, I'm Teacher Clair, and this video is brought to you by Camtop International School, and I want to welcome everyone. Today is Wednesday, October 7th, and we completed one whole week of this month already. It's very fast. So we are still hoping to see every one of you here at school. We are all excited, and that we're just hoping everything will go back to normal again. Alright? So let's continue with our lesson today. Previously we learned about storytelling. If you still remember, you also sent me a story about yourself. Based on the story that we read previously. So storytelling, it is something that we normally and naturally do almost every day because we talk to our family, to our friends, and we tell them stories about what happened to our day, what happened to school, and many more. So it's a natural thing for us. It's not that too difficult for us to tell a story to someone. Alright, so today it's still going to be under Unit 6, and today's lesson we will cover about science fiction, or commonly known as sci-fi. Right, so if you are already in grade 7, so most probably you are already aware of these things, or maybe you have heard of science fiction or sci-fi before, right? This is something which is very interesting because it does not only give us or show us things that can happen in the future, it also opens our mind of some possibilities that can happen or may happen. Right? So what is a science fiction? It is a fiction dealing principally with the impact of actual or imagined science on a society or individuals, or having a scientific factor as an essential oriented component. So what's that mean? Okay, so there's a lot of words here that you have to know before you will be able to understand. Alright, so fiction. This science fiction is a form, or it's a type of a fiction, okay? So we have fiction here, which we will discuss later. So again, going back, science fiction is dealing principally with the impact of actual or imagined science. Actual or imagined. So science fiction, sometimes it can be fully imaginary, or it can be both imaginary and actual, meaning some part of this story already happened, is happening, and some part is something that is impossible to happen. So it can be fully imaginary, or it can be both real and not real. Okay? So easier way to understand it is a genre of fiction in which the stories often tell about science and technology. Okay, science fiction. So science is very complex, it's very wide topic, right? And it's very interesting. I love science. Biology is science. What else? There's a lot. Geometry, meteorology. Those are forms of sciences. All right. So it's not science. It's English. So we will not discuss that more. If you want to know more, then you can have your own research. Okay. So again, so in short, everyone, these are commonly imaginary, okay? Like some people, the authors, people who write things about this sci-fi things, they are imagining things that can happen in the future. So when we say imagine, it is something that maybe maybe they haven't tried yet. They are just trying to perceive things that may happen. And sometimes they are just being creative and curious. Like, what if in the future this will happen? And they put it into a story, they make movies, they write books, and many more. Right? Okay, so fiction. Fiction, here we will discuss more about sci-fi. Okay, so fiction, literature in the form of prose, especially novels that describe imaginary events and people. Imaginary events and people, meaning these are just created in the mind of people. So they're just imagining, okay? Like, for example, right now I can imagine there's a fairy flying in front of me. And I can't imagine that right now. So it's gonna be very beautiful, have very colorful wings, very cute, long hair, and right now I'm imagining a green fairy. Okay, it's easy, right? Imagining things can be very easy because you don't have to do anything, you just have to focus, think, and add colors on your mind. Alright, so that's fiction. And under fiction we have science fiction, which is focused on science and technology. Okay, but there's more kinds of fiction. So again, fiction that describes imaginary events and people, something that is invented and untrue. Okay, though it says here invented and untrue, people who does write about sci-fi, they are just trying to perceive something that might happen because of the current situation maybe, or something that happened in the past. They're using those how do you say that, things that happened before in order to think of something that might happen in the future. So, for example, right now we are developing a lot. Right now we already have smartphones, which before we don't have, right? Olden times we don't have cell phones with camera, we only have cell phones for messaging and calling until years go by. Now we have smartphones, which you can take pictures, you can record a video, you can do video calls. So before we don't have that, but now we have. And in the future, it can be more advanced. In some sci-fi writers, they are using these experiences to write something about the future, but they're just perceiving that because it is something that is not happening yet. It didn't happen yet. It's still in the future, which no one knows. Okay? So for now, it can be untrue. It's just invented because it's something that we look forward to in the future. Okay? Alright, so let's see if it's still recording. I'm sorry, I'm not sure. Okay, next here in this box, the abyss. Okay, this predator under the skin, Alita. This is a nice sci-fi movie. Doctor Strange in Godzilla. These are science fiction, though some of this does not talk about the future, but these movies shows us something that quite impossible to happen, okay, and invented and untrue. Okay, but Alita maybe is something that might happen in the future. It's a movie about a robot, okay. Predator is about alien. Yeah, alien. Okay, what else? This one I don't remember. Godzilla is a big monkey. Doctor Strange also. I'm not sure if this will happen ever. Okay, this is I think untrue and this is also invented. So these are just examples of sci-fi movies. Okay, so there you go. It's quite interesting. I really do love sci-fi movies. Not all of them, but I am a fan of the sci-fi movies and stories. At the same time, documentaries. It is to balance my imagination of the things that might happen in the real things on Earth. Okay? So again, that's science fiction, which is our lesson for today. Later, after watching this video, everyone, please prepare because you have to. You will have a writing activity, and after that, we'll be having speaking activity. Okay, so I'll see you later. Okay, welcome back. Let's continue with second presentation. And again, thank you for doing task 1. I did enjoy reading your stories, and I hope that if you want to become a writer in the future, if you want to write a book, a novel, fiction, something, then it's good to know these things as well. Right? So again, this will be a very short video. So science fiction novel elements, I just wrote 4, but there's a lot, okay? Elements, science fiction elements meaning the normal stories or topics that people think of when they write science fiction novels. So first, we have your time travel. Okay, this is fun, though when I watch this kind of videos, or when I read this kind of topics about time travel, I just tell myself, oh, I hope I can travel back in time too. Like I hope that I can do something better in the past, so I want to go back and change something, which is, of course, impossible, right? Time travel. Okay, so time travel is going back in time. So right now it's October 7, and I want to time travel 5 days ago. Is it possible? No, it's not possible. Okay. So mind control. Okay, mind control. For example, I look at this board. Okay, just looking and thinking that it will become color. No. It will fall. Then it will fall. Let's use a person. So mind control meaning I just stare at someone and then I'm just trying to tell that person something through my mind, and he will do it. Okay, he will do it, or I'm trying to control what he thinks, what he would say, what he would do. Okay, mind control, based from the word itself, very easy to understand. Telepathy. It is like telekinesis. If you are familiar with that, for example, I'm standing here, I just focus, and then I will be gone, and I will be in Europe, or in France, or in Singapore, or outside this building, right? So just focus, and then you will vanish, and then next thing you know, you are already in another place. That's telekinesis, telepathy. Space travel. Yeah, space travel, it can be literally traveling outer space, like outside Earth. And you can see the sun, the moon, Jupiter, Uranus, Mercury, Venus. Okay, space travel. If you want to take it literally, then yeah, going outer space. Alright? And there's more. Alright? So science fiction novel elements, this is just to give you more ideas about science fiction novels, topics. So whenever you read or watch videos, then you will know that, oh, this is a sci-fi stuff. Like, this is a sci-fi movie, this is a sci-fi novel, this is a sci-fi story. Okay? Alright, so there you go. As I told you, this will just be a short video. Please wait for another task. We will have a speaking task and writing task today. So we're done with one task. I'll see you later after watching this video. You can raise questions, and after the question and answer, we will have another activity. So I'll see you later then, kids. No, not kids, you're not kids anymore. So I'll see you later.